Hey guys, Caleb here, back in with more bad fanfiction theater, and I got a Levi.
It's me, again.
Yay! And Levi requested a Dragon Ball Z story.
Well, Dragon Ball Z is awesome.
Yes, I remember watching that on Cartoon Network, like, years ago, when Cartoon Network was good and showed actual shit when it came to Toonami.
Yes.
In fact, I remember the days of Toonami even before they had Tom as the host. They had Moltar as the very first host.
Well, I've forgotten a lot of stuff from the past. So, I'd have to look it up. I mean, some of the stuff I've forgotten was even that screen you always had to look at when you started up your Sega Genesis. I even forgot that. So.
Well, I don't remember everything about my childhood, but I remember some key things. Mostly, Sonic is awesome, and everything Sonic, and cartoons.
You mean everything Sonic is awesome, or?
Yes, everything Sonic was awesome, because...
Sonic 06?
What?
Even Sonic 2006?
We were talking about our childhood.
Sonic from, I get it.
See, I was born in the 80s, and I didn't play 2006, though I did see a demo of it, and I thought the graphics looked good, but I never got to play it.
Your Xbox, if you had an Xbox 360, it probably would have crapped out.
I didn't. We had, we had a Super Nintendo, and then we had a Genesis, and then we had a PlayStation, and then I bought a PlayStation 2, and my brother bought a Dreamcast. And then it was only later in life, do I have a Wii with 2 games on it, and that's it. And my brother had an Xbox, but I think he lost it.
Which model?
Gosh, I want to say it was the original Xbox, but if I have a Wii, that might have been an Xbox 360.
Then, technically, he may have lost it, but not in the way you probably meant, if you take my meaning.
Well, I was putting it lightly, since he actually got a storage unit, and then didn't pay on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah, my brother has a terrible habit of thinking he's got things under control when he doesn't, and then he just lets his bills pile up, and then he just ends up losing all of his shit.
Sounds just like that girl we were talking about, but for the sake of...
Well, I'll be cutting half of this out anyway, because I wasn't going to clarify, but since it came up.
Yeah. I do the same thing with my videos. We end up talking and mentioning things that I don't want the audience to hear. That's the nature of shows like this.
So today we will be reading Time Forgoten by Jax the Fire Saiyan on fanfiction.net.
Super Saiyan Fire, that sounds good.
Yeah, granted, I stopped watching probably during the Boo arc, but I don't think they turned into fire. They were elemental Saiyans.
Well, okay. As far as Dragon Ball Z got, the highest was Super Saiyan 3, Dragon Ball GT, which was so bad that...
Yeah, I didn't like GT. I didn't watch that at all.
GT had the only good thing about GT was Super Saiyan 4, which had an imaginative way of getting to, but GT was so bad that the Dragon Ball staff said, fuck this, let's wait about 15 years and make something better.
Yeah.
And we have Dragon Ball Super now.
Which I have yet to get to watch, but more on this story.
Yes.
This was thankfully recommended to us because I was talking to Still Donut, and they're like, oh, hey, here's a Dragon Ball story for you. And I'm like, cool, I'll take that. So this was given us by the lovely Still Donut Collective. Thank you, guys.
Their donuts, do they taste good? Do metal donuts taste good?
I don't know unless you're like a rust monster and like to eat Still Donuts. So I have no idea what this story is about other than the main character is a giant Gary Stu.
Oh, I hope I didn't make you go deaf.
No, but I think I might have to tone that down in the audio editing.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, so that's about what they told me was that it's okay, it's not great, and Mary Sue. And I'm just like, okay, sure. So we'll see what happens here. I don't remember. Was Vegeta and Bulma's daughter actually named Bra?
I forget. With all these dub name changes,
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Krillin has a different name in some of the manga volumes, and yeah. I only know them by their dub names.
Okay, well, the reason I'm asking is because I'm looking at the characters listed here, and they're like, Goku, Vegeta, Bra, original character. And I'm like, Bra, who the fuck? And I'm like, oh yeah, they had a daughter. I guess her name was Bra? I don't know.
There's other characters named Bra, so I don't know who this could be.
Well, we'll see as we go, I guess. I'm too lazy to, like, look it up on Wikipedia or whatever. So, are you ready to read?
Yes.
Alrighty, we will be going by chapter. And this is a 4-chapter story. So maybe it won't be too painful, but we'll see.
Let's find out.
Chapter 1. Time Long Forgotten. Made by Max McCracken.
But you're Jax the Fire Saiyan.
Yeah. Also, Max McCracken. I actually kind of like that name. I guess because there's a lot of M's and the McCracken X is I don't know. Anyway. I don't own DBZ. All rights reserved. If you don't own it, you can't reserve any rights. See, that, like, when I started writing fanfiction, I thought it would be so funny because I understood copyright law to an extent. And so I thought it was so funny that every time I would, talk about, like, owning something or whatever, I put Muck Trademark. Because the joke was that it was, not real. And some people either, I guess, thought it was stupid. I know at least one group of people didn't get it, that I was joking. Because I guess they didn't know what a Muck Trademark was. But, yeah. Here, I don't know if you're joking or not, but yeah, that's not how stuff works. If you don't own it, you don't have any rights to it.
Jax, all this will do is annoy people. I've gotten complaints by posting long disclaimers.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is not as long as it could be, trust me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Because, used to, back in, like, the early 2000s, everybody who wrote fanfiction would write these, like, long, really stupid, like, introductory bio things. But they would be at the beginning of each chapter. And if you've read any of the older fics, you've probably run into something like that. Where, like, authors will, like, throw in their friends, and they think it's cute and witty banter, but it's not really.
I ran across that every time.
Mm-hmm. And then once you get older, you're like, nobody actually reads this crap or cares. When I read, Spine and Solitaire, they did that, except their chapters were, like, insanely long. And so I didn't mind as much, because, like, the story, each chapter they put out was already incredibly long. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I do own Jax. Okay. Planet Napalm.
Hold on. Wait. Isn't that an actual planet in the Dragon Ball's universe already?
I know Namek is. I don't know about Napalm.
I heard that name before, I swear it.
If anybody knows, please post it below. Napalm the Rage. Is that a character from Planet Napalm? And
Probably a transformation like Kaioken.
And Infrarex.
Yes, that is a planet.
Okay.
Let's see. That's a planet, and it's an alien species from Warframe.
Warframe?
I do not know what that is. I just typed in Planet Napalm, and there's a bunch of stuff that came up. Way to go for plagiarizing, Jax.
Yeah. Assuming people didn't see bits of this story. How old is this story? Okay, it was in 2015.
When Dragon Ball Super came out.
Probably inspired by that, and they just grabbed stuff they thought were cool. I mean, this could totally be a troll, and they're just we're gonna play it off as if we're serious, but, who knows?
Let's find out.
I hope you guys like my DBZ fic. This is a pre-write to my character to show in the series. A pre-write.
What?
A rough draft, a prologue. What do you mean by pre-write?
I don't want to know.
Oh, we have a legend without being told it's a legend. We just have to assume that's part of the story since it's on the left instead of centered.
Okay.
Normal speak with double quotes. Normal thoughts with single quotes italics. Yelling! Double quotes and all capitals. Dragon speak! Double quotes, capital letters, and bold. Dragon's thoughts, yelling in thoughts!
I don't understand. Why does he need to put this right here?
Because otherwise you can't figure it out on your own. In deep space, a man floated in a cryogenic sleep thinking to himself, which is kind of impossible if he's floating in space in cryogenic sleep. He's kind of literally frozen in time.
Or his spirit could be thinking, but...
Yeah. Give or take Dragon Ball Z logic, Why me? I can't just lie here. I must do something. The man thought. The man thought as a small spark light on his head. What? English. What? Translation, please. Okay, this guy thought to himself as a small spark light on his head. So his soul is just hanging out the top of his head thinking to himself as a, pinprick of light, I guess.
That's dumb.
He woke up with a full head of fire-colored gold. But how? He's in cryogenic sleep. What woke him up? How did he defrost?
His head's made of gold.
Where's Hawkeye when you need him? Because it's going to actually, instead of blue eyes, it's going to be like gold eyes. And I just need Hawk to rage when I start reading about golden eyes.
Why does that piss him off?
Emily H., the Viking princess.
Oh.
That's all I need to say. I don't know what to do. I'll fight until I breathe my last breath. Though there's nothing to fight here. Nobody's attacking you. No one's in danger. You're just kind of floating in cryogenic sleep in space. How are you able to think or do anything? How are you even Super Saiyan? I'm assuming you're in Super Saiyan form. Which one, I don't know, but...
A made-up one.
Yeah. He is a fire elemental, by the way. I guess. He blasted off his ki. Was past his limits. Did he blast off his ki, or was his ki past his limits? In which case he wouldn't be able to use or control his ki.
This grammar is confusing.
Yeah. I don't think the author knows either. Maybe English isn't their first language. I don't know. He found himself dissipating as the dragon within him died off. You have a dragon inside your body? How did it get there? Why did you just kill it?
Maybe that's a metaphor.
For what?
Basically, a metaphor for massive rage. I've seen this before. People refer to an animal, but what they really mean is they're very, very pissed off, or in general, that's their personality.
Okay, it would, maybe in the author's note you could have mentioned that so that people who aren't familiar with that usage of anything would not be thrown off by it, because I'm just like, the what? Of the what?
Oh, wait. Oh, he's not using it as a metaphor. The next sentence. Ugh, sorry.
Okay. Well, at least that was a decent explanation, even though that what we're about to get is not.
Well, still, it could be a good thing to keep in mind for the future.
Yeah. I learned something that I didn't know. Though if the dragon is dead, how is it talking now? Sorry, Jax. We must go out together, the dragon said as his key went away.
I'm confused. Is this one of the shadow dragons, or one of the dragons you summon with the Dragon Balls?
I don't know.
Just to clarify, the shadow dragons, the Dragon Ball GT introduced something stupid.
It was like evil dragons or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was sensible, but at the same time it was stupid and contradicted something used in Dragon Ball Z. Basically, use the Dragon Balls too many times, negative energy builds up, evil form of Shinron comes out, and he splits into 7 different villains called Shadow Dragons. They're basically a bunch of evil psychopaths that want to kill everyone for no reason other than the fact that they're evil.
Because that's what evil does, right? They have no other goal in mind other than destroy and rule the world after we destroy it.
Yeah, at least Cell and other Dragon Ball Z villains had a more sensible logic to it.
So the dragon that died is actually still talking to him and says we have to go together, but then he goes away and dies anyway? It's alright, my friend. No, it's not. I accept your dying wish, because you're dying now, 'cause I say so, Jax said, as he was now turned into the nothingness that the multiverse started out as. Then what's the point of writing this fucking story?
Okay, that is not how Dragon Ball Z works.
That's not how anything works.
A multiverse could be created if you ask Ultimate Shinron to do it, but still,
yeah,
that makes no fucking sense.
Okay, for people who are not fantasy, superhero, whatever based, multiverse basically is a fancy way of saying there is the possibility of parallel realities that coincide, if not exist simultaneously as this one that we currently know. So in a parallel reality, we could be all bug people instead of humans. Or be like all gender bent instead.
Yeah, the author is already fucking up. The first few sentences make no sense. Now this sentence makes even less sense. Put fucking detail in if you're going to
Yeah,
do this.
I mean, okay, so you were traveling with a dragon or so. I don't think this person really understands what cryogenic sleep is. Which, again, I for those who may not know, I will quickly explain how I understand cryogenic sleep. That is often used in sci-fi movies for the concept of preserving someone, so to speak, but not a dead person. You are put in a cryogenic sleep if, say, you're traveling from Earth to a distant planet that would typically take 200 years to get to. So instead of just like forcing like you guys to live on what would be called a generations ship, where you would spend the rest of your life on the ship, get married, have kids, and have your kids grow up to spend their entire lives on this ship and so on until you got to your destination. They would just install a bunch of cryogenic units on the ship, and you would be basically put into like a little capsule and preserved with, from what I understand, it's like freezing yourself, sort of.
Without actually putting yourself to death,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah,
Safe
basically you're just like slowing everything down in your body to the lowest metabolic level, where you still survive, but you basically last for as long as you are in this sleep.
Yes, as long as cryo can allow it.
Yeah. And then when you leave sleep, it typically is like a thawing out process you see in movies. This is not something we've really perfected. Otherwise, everybody'd be using it left and right, probably. But, I mean, the general concept is you could take a 20-year-old, put them in cryogenic sleep, send them off somewhere, and 100 years later, they can be thawed out, and it's still like they're 20 years old. And, but they're living now like 100 years in the future, when normally they'd probably be dead by then because they would have lived out, their entire lifespan had they just aged normally.
Basically, soft time travel.
Yeah.
I don't think, a few sentences into this, and I already think the author isn't really understanding Dragon Ball in general.
Yeah.
I mean, because especially since this is fan fiction at this point, especially since Dragon Ball Super introduced new dragons, this could be anyone.
Mm-hmm.
This could be Shenron, that dragon from Namek, can't pronounce his name right, the Shadow Dragons, anyone.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you have the knowledge of how to make the dragon and the Dragon Balls, that you can have any number of these things, like, on any planet.
That too. So, author, who is this guy?
All we know now is his name is Jax, and he's got gold hair. That looks like it's on fire.
Not the Gary Stu, the dragon.
Oh, I don't know. It's a dragon.
Okay, like Boss Alien and Spines Alien from Halos in Space. I get it.
Just some douchebags. That's all this is. Turn into the nothingness that the multiverse started out as. Let's do the time warp again and go back about 3 million years. That's cool, right? That's long enough, right?
What?
I don't know. 3 light years away from Earth, because I guess we're fond of the number 3, on a molten planet. If it's molten, it couldn't sustain life. Like, at all.
Mustafar can.
I'm not familiar with that.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Assuming I remember.
Molten planet called Napalm. The skies were dark as 2 bright lights glue bright. The moons?
Okay, I haven't had too much experience with volcanoes or molten planets, but why is the sky dark? The smoke? And if that's the case, how can you see the moons?
Yeah, well, I mean, there could be volcanoes there, but, I mean, that would really be the only way you could have molten anything, to my understanding. Maybe he means sun-like? I don't know. I would assume because the skies were dark, maybe it's nighttime, but if the planet is molten, then the molten lava stuff would give off its own light. Whatever. A being that looked like Cooler, but not Cooler, stood in front of the other one that looked like Goku, but wasn't Goku.
Apparently he is Goku.
I guess.
Just take a look.
Yeah, we're not gonna bother to describe them. We're just gonna be like, this guy's Cooler because he looks like Cooler, and this guy looks like Goku because he looks like Goku. Not that I want to try to describe anything in this scene at all.
But he is Goku. Take a look. You'll see.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, where's your description of the characters? That's it. He looked like Goku. Okay, but instead of just telling me he looks like Goku, what does he look like? He looks like Goku. Tell me what he looks like. He looks like... See, that doesn't work. Like, if you've never watched the show, you're like, who the fuck is Goku? Like, nothing will come to mind for you. Okay. I didn't watch the movies with Cooler, so I have no idea how he sounds, so I'm just gonna go for something. Goku! You're still too weak to fight me! That's a wrong too. Well, you and the rest of this planet will die by my hand, H said as he formed a massive red fire-like orb. We also have this thing with fire and orbs.
Again, there's tons of attacks in Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
and any Dragon Ball series for that matter. So this could be anything.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we know, like, you could name a specific attack, or just make some bullshit up. That if you want to make up your own special attacks, that'd be fantastic. Whatever. You'll do no such thing. I'll protect the ones I care for. Goku shouted as his ki level. Isn't it chi? Or I thought it was chi in the show, but I could be wrong.
Actually, it is ki. It's spelled ki. It may be pronounced chi, but it's spelled just like that, except it's entirely in lowercase.
Level raised and went to the Fire Saiyan state. Okay, granted, I haven't watched the show in a very long time. I've never known them to do anything by elements. It's always Saiyan, Saiyan 2, Saiyan 3, Saiyan 4.
Spoiler alert, there is no Fire Saiyan in any Dragon Ball series. However, in Dragon Ball Super, they dropped the number gimmick for colors.
I see.
Yep. For example, there's a Super Saiyan Rose, Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan Black. Anything you can think of now.
Okay, fair enough. State with yellow burning hair. So your hair is yellow and it's on fire. I'm glad your super muscles can save you from third-degree burns. He looked back at his son and his wife. Why the hell is Chi-Chi and Gohan there? How did Chi-Chi get there in the first place?
Yeah. Furthermore, what? Oh wait, it's not Gohan. Just.
Oh, is it it wasn't Goten. What was the other kid's name?
I mean, the son here in the story isn't Gohan, but the sons Goku has Gohan and Goten. Yes.
Oh, it is Goten. Okay. Get out of here. Go take Jack. Oh, fuck you.
See?
Alright. Go take Jax with you. I can take care of him. The bad guy or your kid that you're telling your wife to take with her. Also, notice that her speech is bold as well, so that means she's a dragon. Or at least it looks bold to me. I don't know if that's what it looks like to you.
It looks bold to me.
I don't know what voice to give Chi-Chi. Also notice that we're not actually giving her a name. It's just his wife and she.
Okay, so, how did you remember how Chi-Chi sounds?
Sort of, but I've already given a kind of angry, whiny voice to, like, she wasn't really whiny, but,
in Dragon Ball Super, she's a total, So, imagine a middle-aged woman who sounds like, her diaphragm sunk towards her stomach, and...
If I do that, it'll be the Joker voice, and I can't do that for too long. Starts to hurt my vocal cords. No, I won't leave you, she said. She said as she put Jax in the escape pod. Are you doing a Superman bullshit thing? To be fair, I think it was sort of, well, no. Because Frieza blew up the planet.
Yeah. But that's how Chi-Chi sounds.
Okay.
Exactly how she sounds.
She put Jax in his escape pod and put the coordinates for Earth. Where? Up her ass?
I'm confused. Is this version of Chi-Chi a Saiyan or...
Who the fuck knows? We're on planet Napalm. Because.
What's the point of introducing this planet if it's just gonna be destroyed?
I don't know, but I guess we have to give an origin story that was 3 million years ago.
Fuck this! Give a shit right there.
Yeah. The Arcosian? Is that what Cooler and Frieza are?
Let me check. Okay. Come on. You can do it. I'm just asking you to go to Google. Yeah, I'm talking to my laptop.
It's okay. I talk to everything too.
Alright. Apparently Frieza doesn't have a species.
But he's got a dad and a brother.
I mean, it doesn't have a name. Okay, there is no name. Their species doesn't have a name. So either this guy is making up a race like Jenna did, or he just gave the species a name. I'm gonna go with the former.
Well, I just Googled it, and I just get a bunch of images from some game. I don't know. Oh, okay. I went to Google Images, and Frieza does pop up. Like, images of Frieza and his family.
Okay.
So, I guess that is the name for their race.
Okay, thank you, author, for not repeating what Jenna did.
Alright. Back to the story. The Arcosian smirked as he let the orb go and destroyed Napalm. How? Did he throw it into the core of the earth? Or something? And then he left.
You know, Majin Buu did something similar. The Kid Buu form, he just charged up this giant ball, chucked it at the planet, and boom. So they can do that.
Well, yeah, I know they can do that, but it doesn't say what he did exactly to make the planet threw up. Yeah, the planet just had a case of the flu, apparently. But usually it involves destroying the core of the planet. That's what you aim down. But it didn't say he did that. He just said, let go of the orb and it destroyed the planet. Also, okay. I guess the pod destroyed this then, was destroyed then because it never said the pod left.
But the next sentence after
yeah, I know. So, inconsistencies. As a mystical dragon takes the escape pod out of harm. And you let him die because you wanted him to, I guess. Whatever.
Which dragon?
I guess the dragon of Napalm. I don't know.
That brings up a bunch of other questions.
Yeah, it does. 5 years later, Jax, give me all you got. The dragon stated, as he flew towards the 5-year-old.
What?
Right, Shenli, Jack said as he used a fire spirit to boost his ki to a level that he can control.
That's not how it works.
No. Nova beam! He shouted as he trusted his hands. Trusted? His hands together.
Oh, that's not how it works. Spirits don't affect their power levels.
Anyway. Good. Now try and get to your first transformation. At 5?
Well, technically, Goten and Kid Trunks were able to, achieve Super Saiyan when they were really little, so...
Yeah, but see, they had extraneous circumstances in which they were able to do this. From what I understand, it's really effing hard to go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, that makes sense. But, then in Dragon Ball Z, when Goku turned... not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, when Goku turned into that giant ape dude, and then the golden ape, all he needed to do to get Super Saiyan 4 was just snap out of the rampage. So there are easier ways of doing this, but that doesn't excuse what the author is doing here. Making up Super Saiyan transformations and making it easy, that's underwhelming as shit, especially considering what Vegeta had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember that, he went to hell without death to get there.
He stated as his skin turned to a reddish gold. The dragon? I guess.
I'm feeling angry enough to turn Super Saiyan.
If I did, dude, if we could do stuff like that, that means we could fly and shit, and I'd totally be up for that. Like, I wouldn't need a bike for anything. I just fly to work and fly to the store and then go home. Just fly everywhere. Jax nodded as he concentrated his ki.
That's good. Good one.
His ki doubled as his hair turned yellow and was on fire. Because that's what happens when you fucking transform. You get set on fucking fire. You don't just exude a bunch of energy from your being. I did it! Yeah! He said as he jumped in the air.
That was underwhelming.
Yeah. Shenli smiled as he nodded and threw a fist at Jax. What?
Okay, now you give him a fucking name.
Oh, he said Shenli earlier.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, still, better late than never, right?
I suppose.
Mention it.
Jax quickly dodged with an instant transmission, because apparently he can do that too, at 5, and looked back at him. Really? He asked, and Shenli smiled big for a dragon.
Okay, I'm gonna see, is Shenli an original character? Okay, nope.
Okay.
Made up his own dragon.
That's nice? Okay. Sort of. You don't have to have everything from the show, but it should be based in the reality of the show.
I understand, but the thing is, he did not establish that Napalm had its own Dragon Balls.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be acceptable if he established how this dragon could exist, and furthermore, if he didn't have the Dragon Balls, wouldn't the dragon, be dead if they were destroyed?
Well, to my understanding, I think in the alternate Earth, at least the comic, I don't know about the anime, but I believe dragons did exist on Earth, but I don't think they were like the Namek dragons. Like a Shenron kind of dragon.
I know.
But, again, I agree. We haven't established anything, so we don't know anything.
Earth has, in both, especially in Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super, Earth had numerous dragons aside from Shenron. Shenron was used the most, but there were others.
Yeah. As far as I know, only Shenron on Earth was tied to the Dragon Balls. He was a specific dragon for wishing.
Mm-hmm.
But, who knows? Anyway, time skip 11 years, because we really needed that. I just want to say this. Why couldn't this have been, when he was 16? And then we saw, that would be, to me, more feasible for him to transform into a Super Saiyan and no instant transmission. But that's me. Alright, Jax, you ready? Shenli asked as he watched Jax stand there and nod. Because he's just gonna be standing there like a dope. Let's do this, Jax said as he got into a stance and raised his ki level. The two battled for what seemed like ages, and I'm not going to describe what they were actually doing, just know that they were fighting. But it was a mere minutes. Not just mere minutes, but a mere minutes. because you have many minutes in that one mere minute. Nova! Jax yelled, but he formed a bright yellowish red orb. He disappeared and reappeared, but behind Shinli, which isn't capitalized for some reason, and let it go. Blast! Jax landed and breathed heavily as he relaxed.
You know, Jax, there's nothing wrong with using moves that existed in Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that too. Also, why is this specifically Nova Blast? Because you came from a place that was called Napalm or something? I don't know.
Wait, that's from Digimon, isn't it?
Nova Blast?
Let me look it up.
I know there was like Bubble Blast.
No, that's from Bionicle.
Okay, sure. We can combine whatever into whatever. Hey, I did it for stories. I'm not going to judge, but
No.
I mean, a little more effort, I think.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to see Bionicle stuff in Dragon Ball.
You brought great joy to your family and me, Jax. You are ready to go and see your father that blew the Saiyan side out of proportion. What? He was a pretty mellow dude who liked to eat a lot and had a great sense of justice. I don't know what you're talking about. Shinli said as his eyes flashed as at Jax to West City, where Goku was fighting Beerus.
That's
Wait,
a Dragon
Beerus?
Ball supervillain. Yeah. He's
Yeah, I know, he's the
God.
cat guy from the new movies.
Yeah. He's also in the show, it seems. I saw him in the first episode. I don't really like Beerus. Sorry.
I don't think that's how you spell his name, though, but who knows?
It actually is.
Oh, is it? I thought there was an I in there for some reason.
No, that's spelled correctly.
Okay. I want the dang pudding. Give it to me, Beerus said as he hit Goku. Goku took the hit as he laughed. You're pretty strong, but that hurt, Goku said as he grabbed his side of his rib. So him and Beerus share a rib now, apparently. Which actually might be interesting, having an Egyptian-looking cat god of destruction attached to you. Jax saw this and transmitted their... Wait, how could you see this whatever. As he stood in between them and looked serious as a scar was over his right eye. From what and where, we do not know. What is this fighting for? There's no reason for fighting over pudding, he said.
Jax, you sound just like a Mary Sue character. That's Mary Sue dialogue right there, isn't it?
Not really, no.
I
mean, that's reasonable. Like, these guys are being stupid over pudding. Why?
I know it. It's just, that's how it feels to me. That's just,
He said as he powered up for no reason and went to his first transformation with yellow flaming hair and yellow eyes for no reason. Also, your eyes would be blue, fucker. Blue!
Actually, he does have a reason for doing it, to show off.
Yeah. Both Beerus and Goku were shocked by this newcomer. Who are you? Asked Goku. Wouldn't you fucking know? You had a dragon protect your son. Wouldn't you fucking know who the fuck this is?
Also, I noticed it said 3 million years, yet it didn't skip over 1 million years. So, if this is supposed to be in the present, wouldn't it be...
Well, I guess this is actually taking place in the past, where the start of this took place in the present. Because we went back 3 million years, and then in 3 million years, we went forward 5 years. Then from that 5 years, we went forward 11, and that's where we are now.
Okay, I was briefly confused after seeing Beerus, but then again, this could be an ancient version of himself.
Who are you? Asked Goku as he got closer. The name is Jax, Jax said as he looked at Beerus. Now how about a fight? he asks Beerus.
Dude, you just die, you fucking hypocrite.
I want to fight just because you're here and you're picking a fight with my dad over pudding, but whatever, let's fight. Even though I'm just a first level 16-year-old Super Saiyan.
No, Super Saiyan fire.
Will Beerus accept the challenge from the newcomer? Which we know is going to be a thing that happens. Find out on the next chapter of The Time Forgotten. Please review and rate. He'll add the next chapter soon.
Wow. This... Oh, man.
I think that took me an hour to read.
Well, what I gotta say about that chapter, this author sounds like he's full of himself.
And doesn't know how to speak or write in English. I'm like, he's good enough, but not to the point where I can understand what's going on.
I'm gonna assume this is a troll story.
Probably.
Previously.
Previously?
Perversely on Dragon Ball Z. A new rival has risen. Is he good or is he...
It's the main character, dude!
Did you forget? Did you fucking...
Yeah, apparently we are this fucking stupid as an audience.
Beerus nodded in agreement. The scenery was still. Isn't it always still?
Well, sometimes the wind blows, sometimes there's birds chirping, maybe flying in the background.
As neither opponent moved an inch, their breathing was still.
Just like the scenery. And they soon fell to the ground because they suffocated themselves to death.
I'm gonna watch from afar, Goku said as he teleported. I can't sound like Goku.
I thought that said telephone. I was like, wait, he telephoned 300 feet away.
Forgive me, I can't sound like any of Goku's
That's
voice
okay.
He teleported 300 feet away as he watched. Jax nodded as his ki rose dramatically from arresting 100,000 to... Fuck you, author!
It's over 9,000!
Let's get this over with, he stated as his power level inclined steadily. Beerus had an emotionless face as he smirked.
It's not emotionless if he's smiling.
And lifted a finger and.
Yeah, a little overuse of the use of and. Like use some commas or break up the sentences with some periods or punctuation. And I think we'll be good.
And straight at Jax, and he dodged easily as he shot multiple raging blasts. Kassie, is that an actual attack? Raging blasts?
I don't think so.
For not taking him seriously. Beerus chuckled as he punched Jax in the gut, and the battle was over. Well, I can believe that would happen. I mean, Beerus was able to take Goku down easily when Goku was in Super Saiyan 3.
Oh yeah, this guy's supposed to be like a god, so.
Yeah. Wow, that was an awesome battle. Too bad the kid didn't stand a chance. Goku, are you joking? That was an awesome
Yeah, this battle lasted like 2 seconds, and then Beerus was like, fuck this kid.
That was more underwhelming than seeing Kid Buu slap Mr. Satan around like a ragdoll. Really. Jax didn't land one attack. Goku said as he reappeared after the battle.
He didn't go anywhere. He just moved away so he wouldn't get hit.
I don't think that's the only reason why he moved away. It was embarrassing to watch.
Yeah.
5 days later. Goku! He's waking up. I know who that is, said a feminine voice as Goku walked over.
So, Beerus punched him in the stomach so hard that he had to sleep for 5 days.
Yeah, I can believe that. Beerus is pretty damn strong.
I don't think the body would stay asleep that long, though.
Well, he's a god, so maybe with that gut punch, he's able to make him go to sleep for 5 days to show how pathetic he is. God almighty, I feel like I was hit by a truck.
You pretty much were, friend.
Actually, you were hit by something much deadlier.
It took mercy upon you and just knocked you out for 5 days. Could have just killed your ass. Would have saved us the trouble of the rest of the story if you had.
Yeah. It's the fucking god of destruction. You got lucky, kid.
You were
Jack
lucky,
said
punk.
Oh. Jack said as he opened his eyes to a green-haired, green-eyed goddess that Jack thought, where am I? Okay, I don't know who I've seen green-haired, green-eyed Dragon Ball characters before.
One fine purple people eater.
Do you know who this?
I read ahead, so yeah.
Okay, don't spoil it for me. Where am I? He asked. Looks like you're awake. I can believe Goku would say that. I mean, he's had plenty of moments like this in Dragon Ball.
Well, even Vegeta thought he was, like, smoking crack or something at one point.
We're in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Why?
Well, I've seen plenty of moments like this before, so I'm not gonna fling shit at the author for this. He finished as he gave Jax a glass of water. What's the hyperbolic time chamber?
That's a good question if you've never been there before.
Jax asked as he blinked 3 times fast.
That's not how that works.
Blinking. Okay,
right.
Let's
just take it slowly for people who don't know. The hyperbolic time chamber is a place where at least two people can go into, and for them, inside there, it feels like a year, even though they've only spent a day. However, there's 3 people in here, so I'm not quite sure how that works. Also, again, raises the question as to why they would be in there in the first place. Who knows?
Well, in the Boo Saga, Gotenks, Piccolo, and Super Boo were able to be in the time chamber at once.
Did they? Because I thought only 2 people could be in there, but granted, it's been a long time since I watched Dragon Ball.
They managed to. Maybe at that point the chamber was upgraded, but they were there, so both the green-haired girl and Goku nodded. Well, what is your name? Jax, he answered as he got out of the girl's lap. Thanks, but I have to go somewhere. He finished as the girl grabbed his hand. Oh, wow. So,
I know.
The name's Brock, she said as she let go, blushing. Dude! Okay, forced romance already. Okay, I can believe people getting attracted to each other at first sight, but I can already see where this is going. Jack smiled. Well, it's nice to meet you, brah. I hope we meet again. You have a small vocabulary, kid, he said as he... Are you... Okay. Excellent. As he drank the water and flew off and out of the dungeon. Well, what do you think Vegeta will do when he finds out? Asked Goku as he smiled. Hopefully kill the motherfucker. Goku! Ra yelled as she blushed a deep red. Goku laughed as he flew off with Ra. Why she need Ra? In pursuit. Gotta go, he said, and left Ra in the air confused. Oh my god. I know this chapter is short, but I am studying for tests and stuff school related, so I will be back. Transmit out.
Chapter 3. And much like Levi, I'm just gonna skip this, redoing thing. Crap, what? Legend, there, I thought of the word. Alright, Chapter 3, First Encounter. Though, I'm pretty sure we already had the first encounter, but what do I know? Previously, on Dragon Ball Time, long forgotten, a strange man has won the heart of the Prince of All Saiyan's daughter. Thanks for spoiling it, asshole. Also, I was like half paying attention to the end of last chapter because I was looking up the time chamber thing. So if I obviously like call something out which was mentioned last chapter, please let me know. Who is this mysterious being? We already fucking know it from the first chapter. Thanks, author. What power does he possess? We've seen it, author. He knows like 2 attacks and can turn Super Saiyan. Where did he come from? We know this. Did you not read your own chapter after you wrote it? And which side is he on, good or evil? Well, I don't know that part because this is a character you made up. I'm not familiar with him. Find out on this chapter of Dragon Ball Time Long Forgotten. Or Goten.
I think I know what the author is kind of trying to do here. Basically emulate that.
Yeah. But he's asking, like, super obvious questions. Like, things that we have already answered.
Yeah, I mean, and the openings of the Dragon Ball episodes did not do this
Right.
to the audience. Whenever, that narrator guy summarized what happened last time and for the current episode, it was clear he was aware that he knew whether a character was good or evil.
Our strange being was in a field 3,000 miles away from West City. He meditated as he heard the river flow, the wind howl, and brought instant transmission in. Okay. He could smell the pollen of the flowers, okay.
What?
We must have like 2 authors here.
This is like Jenna's shit right here. She could smell sulfur, and this guy can smell
Well, this
shit.
isn't really like all that bad. I mean, if flowers are blooming and you're in the city, you can pretty much like smell exhaust and flowers. Though I think the exhaust is going to cover up any flowery smells.
Yeah.
So I'm convinced we have a troll, just based on what I've read so far, from nearby vehicles, and the banquet that Bra cooked, 'cause she just brought that with her when she instant transmissioned. He also felt the wind flow across his face, the grass among his legs. They're among your legs? Not about them or around them, but they're among them. Did you detach your legs so that they could be among the grass as well? And Bra's breasts against his back because she's nude,
Whoa.
apparently.
Sheesh.
What are you up to? Bra asked as she had her arms around the man's neck. He opened one eye and sighed. I was meditating before you came. Thanks, asshole. You interrupted me trying to get in touch with my inner self. But I smelt the food that you cooked, he said as his stomach growled. Bra giggled, tee-hee, as she kissed his cheek and left for the basket as she set up a picnic blanket. Okay. Are you hungry? She asked as she got a 3 to 5 course meal out. How did she fit all this into a basket? She'd need several baskets, especially if you are going to eat with him. He nodded as he stood up. I forgot to ask, but what is your name? Wait, what?
You don't know your own girlfriend's name?
No.
What the fuck is your problem?
He asked as he walked over. If you promise not to laugh, I'll tell you, Bra said. You know, if the main character doesn't know what her name is, we shouldn't know what her name is either. This is something she should reveal by telling him, and then we're like, oh, this lady's name is Bra, so now we know that she is Bra. And then you can start using her name in the narration. Bra said as the strange man nodded in agreement. It's Bra, she said as she sighed in relief. Because this was a big secret that she was so desperately wanting to tell him. The man bowed for some fucking reason and introduced himself for some fucking reason. Even though they should both already know who the hell they are. And didn't he say what his name was to Goku in front of her? She would know what your name is. My name is Jax. I'm not from Earth. No shit, neither is Goku. Or her dad, for that matter. I'm what you call an alien. Thank you, because we are completely fucking morons.
I thought you were a Saiyan.
Well, they technically would be an alien.
Yeah, I know that, but, I mean, Bra knows what Saiyans are, so...
Well, at least she should. I mean, he hasn't said he's a Saiyan yet, but given that he could power to the first level, I mean, she should be like, oh, you're a Saiyan. Duh. He said as he stood back up. He never stopped standing, he just bowed. That doesn't require you getting on your knees. Bra laughed as she walked to he and gave him a friendly hug. You're not the only alien here. The person you saw in the hyperbolic time chamber is an alien, she stated as she whispered into his ear. Why?
Yep, definitely a troll.
Question mark. My father is too. When she said this, his eyes widened. Don't tell me. They're from planet Vegeta. How? I don't think you've met Vegeta yet, have you? Did he?
I think there's a planet in Dragon Ball named Planet Vegeta.
Yes, that's where Vegeta gets his name. But I don't think he's... Whatever. He said as she nodded and sat down on the blanket. His stomach growled again, and he said as she nodded... Oh, she sat down, and then okay. His stomach growled, and he sat down as Bra handed him some chicken wings to him. He tasted some of it, then he went to town, eating almost everything as he stopped and burped.
What?
He just basically inhaled even her food, and then turned into a total rude pig. Excuse me, Jack said as he laughed afterwards, because that was so funny, let me tell you. When a guy I'm interested in just scarfs down all of his food and mine too, and then burps, that's the best thing ever. Oh my god. We'll date again.
Oh, jeez.
Bra giggled as she sensed Vegeta flying overhead as he landed behind Jax. Who is this weak piece of pathetic trash? He asked as Jax stood up over towering Vegeta by at least 7 inches.
At least Vegeta is acting like himself.
So far. So you're the Prince of all Saiyans. How would you fucking know this?
Yeah.
Jack said, not looking as he smiled at Bra. So wait, you never once looked at Vegeta, you just stood up to try and be intimidating, but you won't actually look him in the face, thus seeming like you're not actually scared of him as opposed to challenging him, like you want this character to appear to be.
Wouldn't you be scared too? I mean, this is Vegeta we're talking about.
Yeah, but this is also a Mary Sue main character, who shouldn't be afraid of anything, so I guess he's trying to look badass by making googly eyes at Vegeta's daughter, which I don't think he'd be too happy with.
Wasn't Jenna scared of stuff, though?
Not really, no, she wasn't. She just whine about it, and then say Link should, help do stuff, and then wouldn't let Link do anything, and then she'd end up doing everything. Yeah. What's it to you? Vegeta asked as he was getting mad. Oh, nothing. I just wanted to show you who you're messing with. Asshole! If you yourself are a Saiyan, that is your fucking prince. At this point, probably king, but still.
Hey, Jax, can I punch you? You dick?
Yeah, there's no reason to be an asshole to Vegeta. Unless Vegeta's, actually, gonna punch you or something, then yeah, defend yourself, but you're just going to be a dick to be a dick. 'Cause that's totally gonna impress his daughter, right? That's totally gonna make Bra happy that you're gonna be a dick and beat the shit out of her dad.
I think she would beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, it's like, that'd be dad and daughter teaming up to fuck your ass up.
Jeez, that's so ridiculous.
Yes. If you decide to fight me, Jack said, as his ki skyrocketed past his base form without charging.
I think a requirement is to transform if you want your power to go up.
Well, your power goes up to a certain point, but then if you're Saiyan, then you can, after you hit a certain point, you can transform and thus increase your power even more then.
Yeah.
Because even Goku was able to, like, max himself out. I mean, that's where you get the power level over 9,000 joke.
Yeah.
I think that was before Goku was even Super Saiyan.
Yeah. Of course, Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3, by now, are outdated.
Yeah.
Severely.
Vegeta got beyond pissed, as he should. You little brat! How dare you challenge the Prince of all Saiyans, Price of all Saiyans! You're lucky that I don't kill you here and now! Vegeta yelled as he lost his temper, which we already knew that because he was pissed.
Yes. Yes, he is, Vegeta. Yes, he is.
Jax kept a calm attitude as Vegeta lost it, because he's just that suave. Vegeta went Super Saiyan 1 and charged at Jax.
Well, at least Vegeta's acting like himself. That's good.
Yeah, but this seems a little rash even for Vegeta, like maybe a bit too soon for him to do this. But, you know, whatever.
I disagree. Vegeta can probably tell how ridiculous Jax is. And
yes, but this is also a Mary Sue story, so...
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. He simply dodged, because he's that badass apparently, and elbowed Vegeta in the back, knocking him to the ground. Fuck you, author. Fuck you.
Really?
Now Vegeta was lying in a crater where he slept. He has a specific crater devoted to a bed. Well, that was a waste of energy, he said as he stretched his limbs.
What's a waste? A waste. Let's look that up, huh?
Yeah, a waste. Bra was completely shocked as she saw her father taken down.
That's actually a word.
Is it?
A second person singular passive beat.
Okay. Bra was completely shocked as she saw he father, taken down with one move. Vegeta was in Super Saiyan 1, and Jax took him down like nothing. How is that possible? She thought to herself. How did you do that? I wouldn't totally be like, you asshole, you nearly killed my dad. Fuck you. You're not getting laid after this.
What she should be asking is, how could you do that, you dick?
She asked as she walked closer to him. I wouldn't. I'd grab Dad and get the fuck out of there, 'cause this guy's an asshole.
No, I would walk close. I would. I say she should walk closer to him so she could strangle him or blast his head off at point blank range.
That was easy. I told you I'm not from here. My home planet is Napalm, which Goku apparently lived on with a wife. Whether it's Chi-Chi or not, we don't know. I'm what you call a Fire Saiyan. No, there was no differences in the Saiyans.
So the Fire Saiyans are made of race like the silver, whatever the name of that Joe's race is stupid. So Fire Saiyans are made of race, huh?
He said as his ki burst past Goku's first transformation into Super Saiyan 1. Jack's hair raised and caught on yellow fire.
Hey, author, you mind doing us a favor and describing what yellow fire is? Is it just fire-colored yellow or something else? Because you're really not making sense here.
Again, third-degree burns.
Uh-huh.
His eyes turned yellow, which isn't the thing that happens when somebody goes Super Saiyan, and his expression changed dramatically as his dragon tail unwrapped.
That's not what happens, you turd!
They don't have dragon tails. They have monkey tails. They're like giant monkeys, kind of. Now this is what I call Fire Saiyan 1.
What the fuck? I thought you Didn't he call him the Super Saiyan in the last chapter?
Yeah.
Wasn't Jax's transformation called Super Saiyan, not Fire Saiyan 1?
Yes. He said as Vegeta woke up and was shocked as he looked behind him. Impossible. His power level is beyond Kakarot's. He said as he got mad. Why? Well, granted the guy punched you, but if this guy is scary power levels, I wouldn't want to fuck with him. As he got mad and went Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan. Which is like...
It's Super Saiyan God, Jack, not Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
So, I see you have some forms after all, Vegeta said as he cocked a grin, as he raised out of the crater. Let's see how strong you truly are. Don't hold back or I'll kill you. Or, well...
that does make sense. If he's holding back, Vegeta could be saying, if you hold back, you're going to die, because I won't go easy. That's probably...
Yeah, which would be okay, but I mean, it's the story we're working with. And because of the story we're working with, it's likely to be the other way around.
Oh, so killing him would be punishment for not going all out?
No, I'm meaning, but given the story, Jax will kill Vegeta. Because it's a Mary Sue story. And apparently they want to write Vegeta as dumb as fuck.
Okay. But he has Vegeta's personality down somewhat.
A bit, yes. But maybe Vegeta is a little too prone to violence instead of like, I need to really think about this shit before I charge right in.
There were some seasons where he was this prone to violence, but not during the days when he was good.
Yeah. I mean, basically, he evolves as a character as he gets, I don't know if he ever got married to Bulma, but as he has kids with her.
He did.
Okay.
He got married to her. Fully intimate, too.
Well, yeah. Vegeta said as he went full charge and flew at Jax, who stood there and waited. So, okay. So I just want to say, in case people are confused, this guy went and attacked a god and got his ass handed to him in less than 5 seconds. But a few days after that, Vegeta shows up, and Vegeta, he's suddenly this badass that even Vegeta apparently can't take on without getting bitch slapped by him. How did this crap, where, consistency, author, either your character can or cannot do things with certain power levels.
Might I also add that Vegeta eventually becomes stronger than Beerus. Supposedly Super Saiyan Blue is more powerful than Beerus, so apparently Vegeta becomes more powerful, so this doesn't make sense. Vegeta is stronger than Beerus, yet Jax can kick his ass.
Apparently.
But Jax can't beat a character who's not as strong as Vegeta. This is the dumbest contradiction I've seen in months.
Jax dodged Vegeta's attack as he shot multiple Raging Blasts at him. Okay, apparently Raging Blast is a move. Apparently. Raging Blast. It's a shorter Kamehameha that Jax created as he used it multiple times.
Dude, you do not want to do this. Make the characters talk about it instead of just including this
not
fucking
all
info.
characters know Kamehameha. That was specific to Master Roshi. That wasn't it, if I remember, because he was like the turtle trainer?
Yes and no. Other characters learned how to do this, but much of the time when they did learn how to do it, it was by observing Goku.
Yeah, but you'll never see Vegeta use it, or Vegeta's lineage use it. But you will see Goku's lineage use it.
Yeah, Vegeta didn't use it because he doesn't like Goku, and even
Well, that, and also he has no reason to start learning other weaker moves when he can just learn more powerful ones.
Yeah, the funny part is Majin Buu used Kamehameha. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, Kamehameha.
Yeah, he used that, and he also used Vegeta's more powerful moves. That was strange.
Well, Boo also absorbed people, didn't he? He, ate them, I thought, turned them into chocolate.
He either did that, or simply sucked them into his body directly.
Oh, okay. Sort of like Cell, but not quite.
Like Cell, except he does it easier.
But, I mean, your badass original character based in the DBZ universe can have different movesets. Like, Kamehameha is cool, but that's a signature part of Goku and his friends and his lineage. The stuff Vegeta can pull is stuff that's signature to him. When you create an original character, if he's trained under Master Roshi or say under Goku, it would make sense that that character could be able to produce Kamehameha and maybe some other things. But in the end, he wasn't trained by Goku, he was trained by this dragon dude. Whatever happened to him, he just kind of fucked off in the second chapter. But, I mean, you can create your own movesets, and it doesn't have to be based on or like any other moveset that's been in the canon story so far. You know, you can diverge and create other things and be like, you know what would be really cool? If you could, form, this ball thing that, isn't very big, but, maybe trap your opponents in it and then have free shots at them, cause you can go in and out of it, but they can't unless they, use their supercharged key or something to break it. I mean, you can start, just throwing shit at the wall and see what actually sticks for a power and have your guy based solely on stuff you made up. That's cool too. I mean, you have creative freedom in a story. Don't limit yourself to stuff that's already been done. That just shows that you're not original.
Or lazy as hell.
That too. Jax grabbed Vegeta by the leg and did the dragon grapple. Is that a martial arts move?
Maybe.
If you want to incorporate real martial arts into this, like a different form, that would be cool. Since, it is a fighting anime.
Okay, dragon grapple. Let's see. Is that an actual thing? Let's see. Okay, you know what? I don't know. I mean, I typed in dragon grapple and I got over 500,000 results.
Okay. Then threw him into a cliff. Wrong through. And also throwing people into cliffs. Jax rose to eye level as he charged a Nova Beam. Okay, is Brawl still right next to you? How has she not been hit by any of this?
Yeah, she must have used instant transmission off screen.
To get the hell out. Okay. Jax rose to eye level as he charged a Nova Beam in his right hand. You're lucky. No one normally gets to see my powerful move in this form, he said as he extended his arm. Nova Beam! He shouted as he let it fire and hit Vegeta in the chest, knocking him out. There's one thing you need to learn. It's to keep your anger in check. Oh, that Vegeta. So angry.
This author is an asshole.
He said as Vegeta landed holding his wound and went back to his base form. What wound? What caused the wound?
It hit Vegeta in the chest, so the author expects us to know that when it hit Vegeta in the chest, it hurt him.
I see. Jax landed as he went back to his base form and exhaled in relief. Kami, because you're clever, author. I thought I was going to kill him. Then why did you hit him with it, asshole?
Jax is an idiot.
Yes, he stated as he collapsed on the ground. And if you needed to expand that much energy, you're not the biggest badass around. And Vegeta has every right to come and smack your ass now.
Jax is perhaps the worst hero I've seen in fanfiction since Jochi.
What Goku said as he arrived for some reason and was blown away shocked. What happened here? He asked as he saw Vegeta injured and Jax collapsed, passed out beyond normal status. No?
That doesn't make sense.
No. 3 hours later, in Bra's house on the outskirts of West City, Jack awoke quickly as he was rested quite fast in 3 hours from exhausting himself. Yeah. Who? What? Where? He asked as he was somewhere else. No shit, we were just explained this. Bra walked in with a glass of water, because we're just going to reiterate what happened last chapter, I guess. Here, drink, she said as he obliged. Wait, what? So he obliged drinking that water before you gave it to him and told him drink it. Your first question answered by me walking in here, because somebody who just woke up from an exhausted sleep would be able to comprehend anything you're saying right now, especially something like that. Just say, you're at my house, dear. You special thing, I guess. Your second question, we're in my house, in my room. Well, go fuck yourself. You just repeated yourself. Angry. She said as Jax blushed red hard because it's not like they're naked or anything.
No.
She giggled because I would totally do that. I would let somebody who was an asshole to my dad, nearly killed him, into my house and take care of him and then giggle at this motherfucker.
Yep. She's planning on raping him as revenge.
She giggled as she sat next to him. The third question is me again, she said as she put both glasses down, because there were two, and pounced on him. Because I want to do that to somebody who just woke up from an exhausted sleep after they tried to fucking kill my dad. He was trapped under her, I'm sure.
Yeah, rape scene.
He could move her, but deep down he liked it.
Fuck you!
Yep. He was cut off when Bra kissed him on the lips, with passion deeply as her tail sprung up, as she felt his tail wrap around her.
Fuck you, Jax.
I don't think they had their tails, did they? Vegeta's kids?
I think he's talking about Jax's tail.
Yeah, but it says she has a tail too, which is why I'm asking. I'm like, I don't think his kids had their tails.
Well, if I remember correctly, their tails were cut off so they wouldn't transform into...
Yeah, they're like Goku, where they surgically had them removed.
Yeah, I think Gohan had a tail, but Piccolo cut it off after Gohan turned into a great ape.
Yeah, he did.
So, yeah, they had their tails removed because in Dragon Ball Z, in part because they just went on rampages, and in part because
when Piccolo blew up the moon, there was really no reason to, to cut off the tails. But I'm like, I don't remember them having tails at all, but I could be wrong.
They didn't. Especially since there was no, well, technically Super Saiyan 4 isn't canon anymore, so, yeah.
Will Bra and Jax get together? Well...
This nasty motherfucker trying to kill her dad! What the hell?
Yep. Will Goku ever find out what truly happened? Will Vegeta ever allow his daughter date this fire say, No? No?
No.
And she's crazy.
No.
Unless she wants to kill her dad, I don't see why she should hook up with this motherfucker.
Unless she's planning on killing this asshole.
No! Find out in the next chapter of Dragon Ball Time Forgot. I wish I could forget. Thanks for the read, but please review.
Since I got nothing nice to say, I'm not gonna do... No.
Okay.
No. Fuck you, author. Oh, Kassie. Look at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's even more of a mess. Okay, let's get to it, shall we? Previously on Dragon Ball Time Forgotten, Bra, the daughter of the rice of all...
What?
Rice of all Saiyans, has just deeply kissed Jax. Oh my gosh! the powerful stranger from another dimension, time, and world. What does this new
He didn't
development...
come from a different dimension. He melted, into the nothingness of space and went back 3 million years.
Find out in this chapter of Dragon Ball Time Forgotten. Now, author, please, you're not emulating the feel of Dragon Ball Z at all. Don't waste your time with this.
Yeah, in a fanfic, you don't even need that. Just go right into each chapter. It's perfectly fine.
Author, if you want to make this anything like the show in this aspect, just grab Adobe Flash and make animations.
Yeah, that could possibly be cool if you just want to do giant fight scenes.
If you saw Super Mario Brothers, see, that pulls it off correctly, but this does not. Ra was on top of Jax as they broke the long, passionate kiss for her.
I hope she was on top, because she was on top last chapter.
This girl would be trying to slaughter him.
Yeah.
Why were you doing this? I'd ask that too. Good question, Jax. Jax asked as Ra giggled and got closer to his ear.
Because that's all she can do as a person.
Unless she's seducing him so he could be an easier kill, I believe she would do that. Isn't obvious. Isn't obvious. I like you very much. Now you would not.
No.
You would want to kill this motherfucker.
Yes, you would.
You would not like him. You would want to be ripping the skin off of him.
That would be more entertaining, I think.
You would want to kick his ass. You would grab all the Z
You
fighters.
hurt my dad, you bitch. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you.
You would gather all the Z fighters and have this asshole beaten until he's nothing.
And then Goku would punch him, because of course Goku being the main character, it would have to be Goku to finish him off.
Even Goku, who's pretty much the nicest guy on the show, would want this asshole dead. Actually, I think he especially would want him dead because this is Vegeta.
Yeah. Also, what happened to Vegeta? Did she just leave him in a clearing to do his own thing? Is Vegeta making out with Goku? What's going on?
Let's find out. She straddled him, don't you mean strangle, as she put her hands on top of his red what?
Ooh, how deep and mysterious and gritty. I never saw this coming. My Immortal, a couple of other things I've read on this show. It doesn't make you, cool and dark. It just makes you look like you're trying too hard. Why not a blue and white gi? Or blue and black? Or white and black? Or something that isn't red and black?
On top of his red and black gi. His gi.
Yes, his gi.
Okay. Don't know what that is.
Oh, that's when you do martial arts, you have a certain outfit you would wear specifically for training.
Okay, I gotcha. Let's get you out of these dirty clothes, she said.
Because you would have put an unconscious man, so that I guess you dragged on your own to your house, into your own bed, and you wouldn't have taken his nasty clothes off first before you put him on your bed.
I forget a lot about her, but supposedly she's strong enough to do that. She said as she moved her hands towards his sash to untie it. Then she took off his black undershirt, sorry, my brain's making errors now.
Your errors are better than this story, so I'll give it to you.
Now that's much better, she said as she went in for another long kiss.
She just met this guy. Even if we hadn't had all this bullshit earlier, granted, some girls are probably just in it for the poo-tang, but if you're wanting to establish that these guys are together for their own relationship and not just poo-tang, you're doing a very poor job of it.
Jax kissed her back as his primal instincts kicked in. Is he going to turn into a great ape? I don't know why I'm doing this.
If he turns into a giant monkey and tries to fuck her, I might be more into this story for the sheer lunacy of this.
Well, Kassie, The thing is, whenever Saiyans turn into great apes...
Yeah, they go berserk and start destroying stuff. But if this was Comic Nix, he would find a way to make them have sex.
Great apes, they don't care who you are, they'll kill you.
Yes.
Dragon Ball GT only made it an exception so they could turn Super Saiyan 4. But this is not GT, so he thought as his hands moved down her back. Ra smiled mentally as she liked his bottom lip. She liked it. Okay. I think I got that at this point.
Well, some people have a nibbling fetish when it comes to... Well, I wouldn't really say it's a fetish, but something they like to do.
To ask to enter. Okay, she liked it so she could ask him. So like, it's like Facebook where you like and you ask him.
Yeah.
Whatever. Jax allowed her to enter as their tongues fought for control. Okay, so they're fight.
I know we're talking about like kissing and French kissing, but all I can imagine is that there's a twist to the story, and what she's actually asking is like, look, being female Saiyan, even though I'm just like half blood, a thing about female Saiyans is that we actually have cocks, and if you don't mind, I want to rub my cock right up your ass. That'd be a nice twist on the story.
Interesting fact, in Dragon Ball Super, there's female Super Saiyans now.
Okay.
Just thought I'd bring that up, because we're talking about female Saiyans and all. Jax ended up winning because he wins everything except the Beerus.
Yeah.
But Bra broke the kiss and moved down to his... I thought Jenna was bad at this shit. I really did.
Well, as long as they don't start making cat noises or fucking for hours and coming fountains.
And moved down to his lower region. Looks like you're happy to see me like this.
Oh, no, you go back and you rewrite that sentence so it's not stupid and cliche. You do it now.
She said as her hand moved down into his pants. He didn't want to be dominated, fuck you, so he moved his hands from her back, fuck you.
You know, I was about to say, it seems like the author likes a kind of slightly aggressive, dominant kind of woman. I'm like, who's willing to like be the one to initiate this whole thing. But apparently not.
One of his hands went to rub her Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood. But that's the wrong word for that. Though I don't know how did you get your hand down into her pants to get there, though?
Well, we both know what he actually meant. It's the one...
Is she naked in order to get there?
Yeah, the forbidden C word. That's what he meant. And the other to her right breast as he took her shirt and bra off in one move.
Did you just rip it from her body? She has to lift her arms in order for you to do that. Also, the clit and the cunt are two different things on the female body.
I thought we weren't supposed to use that word.
Well, I'm not going to say we should regularly use it, but I'm just saying that that's another word for it, and the clit is not the same thing as the vagina.
Oh, I know that.
Okay. I'm just pointing that out.
Especially the Clint Eastwood. Or maybe
I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long.
Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Clint Eastwood is, and Hollywood just wants to know. Okay, so they both smiled.
For some reason.
Then Jax went to kiss her left nipple. It sent pleasure throughout her whole body. Jax, please don't tease me, she stated as she pulled his 9-inch
No! That would not fit, and in fact, that would hurt like fuck.
Okay, should Kill O'Neill wannabe, and started to stroke it. Kami.
Please just say God. Please.
Author, you've already offended people enough. You don't have to censor yourself.
Well, that's not really censoring. It's just, it can mean Hare, crab, or God?
Yep. He said in bliss as Bra moved down to his cock and blowed on it, sending chills through his body.
You haven't sucked on it yet. I don't think that's how that works. Granted, I'm not a dude. I don't have a penis, so I wouldn't know.
Spoiler, it doesn't. And mind you, never had those experiences. Just saying, it doesn't. I know, but I want to, she stated, then started to lick his stiff member. His okay, he's a Cyclops now,
Yes.
rolled back as he was in pure bliss. She started to suck on his cock's head as he grounded that he liked it. Time skip
grounded?
24 hours.
Wait, so you're gonna start the sex scene, but you're not actually gonna go through with it?
What do you know? He's on Jenna's level when it comes to sex scenes.
No, Jenna actually went through it. It just took forever. And it was boring.
That's what I'm saying. It's without the going through with it. Jax was lying in bras as she was laying on his chest.
Wait, he's inside her while she's laying on top of him. Did he carve her out and made a cave out of her chest?
He smiled as he saw her sleeping on him. Did we just, he asked himself.
Wait, were you stoned or drunk or something?
Yes, you just did. The dragon from within him said as he was waking up.
I thought the dragon inside you was dead.
Bra looked at Jax and was somewhat mad.
Why?
Somewhat. Just, is the anger just barely starting to catch up with you over him trying to kill your dad? What? He asked as her smile went to a frown. But how can it?
Yeah, why was she smiling if she was already mad at you?
What? No good morning kiss? And okay, you're mad about that, not the other shit you did, huh? And two, my father will kill you if he finds out what we just did.
Well, shouldn't that be obvious, guys?
Well, already he would get pretty mad, but the combination of that and you trying to kill him, that would amplify it. Jax kissed her forehead. Such a forced romance. You saw me beat the crap out of him without going to my second form. I'm pretty sure I can take care of myself in you, he said, as Vegeta heard it, as he couldn't help but smile at his little...
Wait, Vegeta said... He said as Vegeta heard it, so Vegeta's there and hears him say this, and is now suddenly happy about this? This guy nearly beat the fucking shit out of you, dude! And if Vegeta was actually cool with this, wouldn't he have told his daughter, like, hey, this guy beat the crap out of me. I'm okay with you dating him. Because it proves he's a man to me. Because he beat me.
Are you... But smile at his little princesses growing up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, I keep using that, Kassie.
It's alright.
This is so ridiculous.
I know.
3 days later, Bra and Jax, fuck you, author, walked through the West City with their hands together, fuck you, fingers interlocked. Bra leaned up into Jax's shoulder and smiled. Jax, you're the best boyfriend I ever had, fuck you, author, she said as she moved in closer, putting her breast closer to his arm. You're gonna have sex in public?
Yeah, I was about to say, you're in the middle of everybody in the city.
You're gonna fuck each other in public?
And we'll probably get so far into this and then gloss over that too.
Okay. I saw something like this happen in a city once, even recorded on video, but really, you do that, you're gonna attract so much attention, it's not even... Author, do you have common sense?
No.
You know what happens when people fuck each other in public.
It's really sexy, right?
The cops don't think so.
Well, fuck the cops. I'll just transform and blow their shit up until I get what I want. That's how it works.
The Z-Fighters will show up, and you know what happens then. Jax, why are you so shocked? Because you want to fuck him in public. I'm still new to this planet.
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm not sure about the people here.
What does that have to do with anything?
He's not sure if public sex is okay. That's what he's implying.
Well, it would be nice, but that's not very clear.
So you're saying you're not sure that we are meant to be? She asked with tears in her eyes.
Suddenly waterworks. When you've only known this guy for like a week.
I thought the romance, this is almost as bad between the romance between Jen and Link. That was forced as all shit. And, this is rushed. Both rushed and forced. Jax embraced who's he? In a hug, I'm sure about us. He answered and kissed her forehead, which made her smile. In a galaxy far away. Yay, Star Wars.
Star Wars! Dun, dun, dun,
dun, yelled the voice. 300 soldiers, probably Frieza's army, nodded and left to look for Jax.
Thank you for telling us that exactly, and not that they're looking for Goku or maybe somebody else who Jax might help or destroy along the way. There's no suspense here. There's just a bunch of bullshit.
Perhaps they know Jax beat the shit out of Vegeta without trying. Oh, speaking of which, what happened to Beerus?
He fucked off and had some pudding, I guess.
Sire, he is not here, said the second in command. Give your characters names, goddammit. What was his last location? The voice said. The top scientist answered. This is Halos in space and minor life forged together.
Well, not as bad as MIL, but yeah. It has aspects that made that story just as shit as this one.
Full speed ahead, set a course for Earth, he said as he sat in his throne. So, who are these guys? Is this Frieza and his army, or what? 300 battlecrafts appear in the air. We are all looking for the one called Jax. Give him up. The voice said, shit, how did they find me? Of course you didn't know, dumbass.
Okay, how? If you've been on Earth training this entire time with Shenlong, how is there like a bunch of evil space guys trying to come and find you to blow you up or something?
Yep. Shit, how did they find me? Asked Jax as he charged his ki. Goku, I might need your help. Oh, you just beat the crap out of Vegeta, who's almost as strong as...
Where did Goku come from?
Yeah, and now you need him for his help. And yeah, where did he come from? Sure, this'll be fun. Okay, that is, I can believe Goku would say that. He answered as he too charged his ki. Goku and Jax flew up into the air. Goku and Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, it's just Super Saiyan God. And Jax in Fire Saiyan 1. The two power beings stood in air, waiting for an attack. The spaceship opened its docking bay, and two figures appeared. Yay, two figures. You want one, Kassie?
Nah.
Really? They're cheap. You can buy them at Walmart. One female and the other male. Tawa and Myra, how did you get here? Do you know these people?
Apparently.
I mean, do you know who these
me personally? No. I do not know a Toa or a Mira.
Okay, let's see if they're existing characters. They're Dragon Ball Super characters, it looks like. So, they're existing characters, oh wait, no. They're from Dragon Ball Online, okay. So they are existing characters, but how does he know them? How do you know these two? And furthermore, I'm Dragon Ball Online characters. They both smiled. Mira, take Goku. I'll handle Jax, Toa said as she walked close to Jax. Yes, my lady, Mira answered, and attacked Goku. Yeah, we're not gonna mention he threw a punch energy attack or anything. We're just going to say he attacked. Okay, do you struggle? What do you use? What move? With Jackson Toe, I've seen you grow. Okay, how does she know him? When did they meet? Explain stuff. Toe said, pleased as she sat on her step. So, I see you've made friends after what happened to Napalm. She finished as she put one leg over the other. Shut up! No one talks about my home planet. Why? Why? What's so offensive about that? Explain shit. Jax yelled as his key skyrocketed, and he punched Toa in the face. Sexist! She smiled after she regained clarity.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on because Jax apparently was a little boy when all this shit went down. And it wasn't him or anything that blew up Napalm. It was Cooler.
Oh, yeah, but, okay, so, I don't get it.
I don't either.
Even so, even if they were involved, what do you remember then?
I don't know because as far as we know, he went straight to Earth.
And why would someone talking about his home planet be such an offense?
Right, because he would have never known about his home planet except from stories. But now it's like we're trying to go all Trigun and say that he's like Vash the Stampede and blew up July.
I mean, you know, I would be sad if my home got blown up, but
if it's a place I never knew, then I couldn't be like, oh, I'm sorry that was the thing that happened. I'm sure it was a nice place, and then I'd go on with my life because I've never been there. I don't know.
Yeah, even so, if someone talked about a home I had that was destroyed, I would have gone, huh?
Yeah.
This is a shitty attempt at adding to his personality. I must say, you gained strength. Okay. She smiled devilishly. Now, I have come here to reclaim you. Okay?
Was there other survivors of Napalm, and we're just now discovering this? How would they know you exist? I don't understand, author.
She said as she stood up and walked closer, putting her finger on his black G, feeling his, what?
On
what is
his
that?
black G. Feeling his
his
maculae. Oh, it's supposed to be, I think, masculine, like masculinely toned.
Masculinely toned chest. Okay. Now let's get on the ship, she added, as she dragged her finger off of his chin, flying back to the ship.
It wasn't on his chin, it was on his chest.
I'm afraid you're late, he said, as he cupped his hand to his left. Nova Beam! He charged his attack as it glowed bright yellow. What is your obsession with yellow, author? With some white.
Because it's the signal of a Saiyan, so everything's gotta be yellow.
Not entirely. See, Super Saiyan 4 didn't feature yellow as a signature color, and these new super forms in Dragon Ball Super, like Super Saiyan Blue, for example, it is fixated on blue. So you can be more imaginative than the coast. Oh, yeah, and wasn't Broly signature color green?
I don't know.
Whatever. Ra intervened as she was then killed by Myra.
What?
No detail of how Broad died. Just
that she intervened and then got killed. Somehow.
Stay where you belong, said Myra. Ra fell to the ground hard. Blood splattered everywhere.
Remember, he is so badass he said he could protect himself and her. Good job.
Vegeta was ticked as he went, you're not even trying now.
Nope.
Super Saiyan, and hit Myra across the face. No detail at all. Jax's power level Reyes fast. His attack was no longer. What?
So his power level raised, and then he's just like, fuck it, this is too much trouble, and left.
How dare you
Hurt my one bra!
hurt bro one.
The movie's just flapping in the breeze now.
Guys, or viewers, if you're listening into this and reading along with us, I recommend you read the story just for this line.
Remember, you gotta cup it.
Just scroll down. How dare you hurt Bra One? Yelled Jax as his fiery hair turned orange and straightened out. His expression went from serious to angry as he went all out on Myra, destroying him to nothing.
Boy, what an epic fight. I'm glad that was so detailed and strenuous on the heroes. I suffered great losses that day.
Someone is touchy, said Toa as she knocked out Jax with one hit to the back of the neck.
Then this guy is not badass at all. This guy has been bullshitting the entire time and got a free lay from somebody who should never have given him that lay.
What is with this power and consistency?
Basically, it's the author's way of shoehorning in drama when otherwise there shouldn't be any drama. You know, this happens a lot in Mary Sue stories, where the character is frail and innocent and needs saving because the author seems to think that would be a really dangerous situation to show that their character is flawed, that they can't save themselves, when you've clearly established beforehand that they're supposedly a badass and should be able to do this.
Jax, or any Mary Sue author for that matter, you show flaws by having the character show, basically show.
Yes, you have them be a person that has flaws that they have to overcome and deal with. You don't just suddenly say, oh, he gets his ass kicked by this one guy because it's convenient to you in your plot. If he can take out Vegeta, then he can take out their faces here right now before anybody does get hurt. Or this would be a great time to introduce a character flaw that shows that Jax was so prideful that he really believed that he was so badass that since he took out Vegeta, that he could protect himself and Bra. And then this whole shit happens, and everything goes to hell in a handbasket.
Exactly. Give the character a flaw that impacts the plot and amounts to the overall outcome of the story.
Right. Then what should happen is that Jax is like, well, fuck, I fucked up royally because I thought I was such a badass. I should reevaluate my situation. I should also work my ass off so I can be the badass I thought I was and get revenge on these motherfuckers.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Basically, thus, he gets stronger and is able to do what he thought he could do. At the same time, he humbles himself a bit, thus redeeming him from the giant asshole he's been so far.
I don't know why Sue authors don't realize this.
Well, it comes from A, lack of experience, and B, when they're putting themselves into a story. I mean, you want to be a hero, but at the same time, I think they realize that it's sort of reality-based. Like, they know that there's going to be some battles that they can't actually win, but eventually will win because that's what happens with main characters. They eventually overcome hardships. But they don't really understand that in a story why that hardship is necessary and what a character needs to do to change or overcome said hardship.
So, where was I? Oh, she added the walks into a red wormhole with Jax in her arms. What will happen to Jax? Will Bra be okay? The Z Fighters save Jax? Find out in the next chapter of Dragon Ball Time Long Forgotten.
Which may never happen because this hasn't been updated since 2015.
Not that I want to anyways.
Yeah.
What did you think, Kassie?
It sucked. It wasn't very good. In fact, we came up with a perfectly good plot that this whole story could have started with right here at the end. Like I just said, like what could make this better is what that little bit of plot development I came up with.
Yeah.
The characters are inconsistent. There's not enough description about what's going on, except for the sex scene, which then even didn't go into the full-on sex scene. We just kind of chickened out of that. Don't know why. And then almost killed Vegeta, and then I don't know why he thought that would be good for Broad to make out with him. There's just a lot, like, you have good ideas, but you need structure and ability to implement what I think you want to do.
Yeah. My problem with the story, you already know, but Jax is the worst fanfiction hero I've seen.
So far, yeah, in the Dragon Ball story that I've read, granted I haven't read many of them, but yeah, he's more of like the guy who thinks he's the hero, but he's not. He's just an asshole that wants the spotlight for himself.
He gets his ass kicked so easily.
Yes. I mean, when he shouldn't, considering how we're trying to establish the character.
What's the point of making him godlike?
Right.
If he gets his ass kicked effortlessly.
I mean, the god even kicked his ass. Varys beat him up in 5 seconds flat, and knocked him out for 5 days. And then Varys just kind of screwed off, I guess, because Pudding was more interesting than some asshole who just showed up out of nowhere and decided to challenge him. Also, if his dad is Goku, where does that actually play a part or a point in this? Was this a different Goku that Goku just happens to share the name of? Is Goku a reincarnation of your dad? What?
Must be. Yeah, and also might I add that another villain manages to kick his ass too.
Yeah.
So, just because you get your ass kicked doesn't mean you're not a Mary Sue.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, and that's something I think a lot of people misunderstand. I mean, we've talked about it on the show before. Not recently, however. The thing that is a Mary Sue character is basically you have no consequences. You are the perfect character. And what does that mean? And it means exactly, you have no consequences for your actions. You want to go to Hogwarts and just wear jeans and a shirt to every single class and have nobody say anything to you about it? That's a Mary Sue. Why are you specifically getting away with it? Well, it's because it's you. That's a Mary Sue. Why can you get all the boys in Twilight to fight over you? Well, that's because it's you. You're a Mary Sue. I mean, to balance this, the truth is not everybody's going to like you. But you can't have that one token character that doesn't like you. That doesn't change the fact that everybody else secretly has the hots for you. I mean, you want a believable character, and that's what you're trying to create. But you also have to understand that each story is different, and thus each story has a different set of rules as to what reality is. In Dragon Ball Z...
Might I also add that...
What?
Might I also add that Bella was defenseless in the Twilight series. Yet she was a Mary Sue anyways.
Yeah. In the Sonic Set-AM and also in the Archie comics, which are probably canceled at this point, Sally hits a lot of the Mary Sue points. But Sally doesn't feel like a Mary Sue because A, she's not the main character, and B, she's actually, like, the stuff she talks about, especially when it comes to Sonic, who just wants to rush in and do stuff, she's actually cool collected. She's more of the, I'm badass because I am badass in regards to my intelligence.
Sensible.
Yeah. Like, Sally couldn't go like Sonic could and fight Robotnik, and she doesn't. I mean, there are things about her character which, if you think about it, are Mary Sue qualities, but it's handled in such a way that she doesn't feel like a Mary Sue. She's handled responsibly by writers, well, most writers, not every writer, who knows how to use her character in a smart manner.
Setback, Sally tried to fight Robotnik once in the comics, and she got herself killed. There you go.
And I'm not saying you can't have a character like that, because Lord knows, super, like, Deadpool. Deadpool is pretty much invincible. I mean, you can kill him, but he's just gonna come right back. But look how much people actually enjoy his character and the stupid shit he gets into, because he really is that fucking stupid and crazy and doesn't give a shit. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that people have done with that character, and people like the character. But then when you think about it, it's like, that character would technically be, like, unstoppable and is invincible and all this other stuff, which you would put in the Mary Sue category. But under the right author, you have something interesting, an interesting story to tell that doesn't feel like it's unrealistic in its universe.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm making any form of sense, I'm probably not. Because I've talked way too much and I'm tired.
No, that makes sense. That is understandable. And in the movie Deadpool, even though Deadpool himself, like you said, is invincible, the writers perhaps went overboard in making him likable.
Yeah.
He was put in countless situations that compensated for the said invincibility.
Yeah.
There was a scene in the movie, spoiler, where he tried to fight Colossus, the chrome dude, giant chrome dude, and he ended up breaking so many of his bones that he was rendered helpless. Even though he healed, he still didn't stand a chance. That's a good way to compensate.
Yeah. You have somebody like Superman, who's, like, obviously would be a god, almost, in comparison to us, because of the differences in sun and stuff. But even Superman has his own weakness. He's still a person. Just because he's got superpowers doesn't mean he can't grow old and die. Just because he's got superpowers doesn't mean he's still not highly allergic to radioactive kryptonite. Or that he couldn't be outsmarted or put into a situation where he gets tricked or something. Honestly, I don't read Superman, and I don't know enough about, like, his character and stuff, aside from, basic, like, everyday stuff. But, I mean, even somebody like Superman, who is your hero in this case, has flaws. I mean, some of the stuff, like, people don't know he's Superman, when he's also Clark Kent, is kind of dumb, but people also didn't know Serena was Sailor Moon in the animated series, so.
Yeah.
So you're just like, okay, I just kind of have to go with this, even though that's kind of BS, but whatever. But I mean, just think about it. If you want a character like Doomsday, how are you going to deal with that? Or somebody like Thanos.
Yes.
I mean, sure, you can always make characters that are so much more powerful and devastating, but if we have no real context of how powerful they are, then it's lost on the reader and the viewer and whatever that you're trying to do. Like, going back to some Dragon Ball Z stuff, like when, forget what his name is, but when Goku's brother shows up.
Raditz.
Yeah, Raditz. I couldn't think of it for some reason. Goku actually loses because he's basically has to put himself in a life and death situation to get this guy to stop hurting people, and willingly sacrifices himself.
Yep.
And then he has to go through this process to come back. And then there's Vegeta and Vegeta's friend that they have to deal with.
Nappa.
And that's something they gotta work through in order to beat. And you can see in the show that it takes a while, and by the time they do it, they're fucking exhausted because it took everything they got. And with every fight, you can see that there's an evolution. Granted, there's only so many times you can blow up the Earth, but if I feel like effort has gone into these characters building up to something, then I don't feel cheated in the storytelling. I don't feel cheated in the character description. And that's what we're sorely lacking here. We have no actual build-up. We're just told he's a badass, and on some occasions he is a badass, except for when the author decides he's not a badass.
Yes.
And that inconsistency just doesn't work in storytelling. Because either he is or he's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the weakest parts of this story.
Yes. I would say probably the weakest in my opinion, the Mary Sue character would be the second for me, is that we don't describe important things. Like, we have no concept of, I should take my time and talk about how this first bit of the first chapter, which could be its own chapter, and much longer, by the way, of this guy floating through space and deciding, hey, somehow, like, he's become so tired or awesome or something that he just kind of dies off. And then we're like, well, how did this guy become so jaded and so on and so forth? Like, what must have happened to this guy? Because if you're going to do a prologue, that's got to be your, like, lead into the actual story itself. That's why you have a prologue, is to establish something that's going to be important in the story later, while also giving something for your readers to grab onto and be like, hey, this shit's really interesting. I need to, like, read the rest of this book to find out what happened to get to this point.
Not to interrupt or cause you to lose track, but I wanted to mention the forced romance.
Yeah.
We've seen this dozens of times in fan fictions, and often is used when authors have the hots for a certain character.
Which is fine. But see, the thing is, you want romance to happen naturally. And I know we watch, like, a lot of movies and stuff where suddenly romance is just shoehorned in, like, oh, we gotta have this romantic subplot. So it's the end of the Matrix. What are we gonna do? We're gonna have this girl say, I know you're really the one because they told me I would fall in love with him, and I've fallen in love with you. I'm like, lady, you have clearly hated this man's guts all throughout this movie, and you're telling me in the last 5 minutes you've fallen in love with this asshole? Like,
yeah, it's just,
that doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't work in movies, despite them constantly doing it. It doesn't work in stories.
Yeah, I mean, this romance is, while not as insufferable as the one between Link and Jenna, it's forced. These two barely know each other, or if not knowing each other at all. And actually thinking about it, it's actually a little more ridiculous than between Link and Jenna, because Jenna did nothing to harm Link before they got together. Here,
right? It was just basically like, I want him, and then that's what happened. It was just her deciding that she's going to marry him, that they were going to have shit tons of kids and all this. I mean, there was nothing that, aside from common sense, that she was being creepy, that to say that these two here should get together. Because, I mean, there's a lot of, like, in an actual situation like this, Bra would never hook up with this guy. She'd never willingly have sex with this dude.
Yeah.
If she did, it would be under a force that he would threaten to actually kill her dad or something. And, like, after she saw that he was capable of beating the shit out of Vegeta. And basically, she would be willing to have sex with him, but it'd still be rape because he's literally forcing her to do it.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to kill her dad. I mean, Jenna didn't try to kill anyone Link cared about, so that's my point. I mean, now,
granted, I don't think Jax was intending to kill Vegeta, but
yes,
he knew very well that he possibly could, and he egged Vegeta on, purposefully so.
Yeah.
So he was aware that this could probably end up going south really fast.
Yeah, I mean, most people I know you try to do anything like that to their parents, even if you didn't mean to,
Yeah.
they would still
Yeah,
want
I
to
would
see your
not,
skin
if
cold.
my dad was still alive and somebody that I just met and I thought they were okay guy, maybe attractive, so, like, accidentally, like, was going to take my father to the store or something and, like, thought it was cool, like, it would impress my dad if he tried to do a wheelie or something in the car and ended up fucking up and getting dad killed, I would be pretty upset. I wouldn't want to bone that guy because he nearly killed my father by pulling that stunt.
You know what? You know, I could basically pull up something I talked about recently. I won't go into detail here, but I was in a situation where I already told you this, Cassie,
Mm-hmm.
but that situation I was in, that girl I was trying to date,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that threw me off the most about her, and I didn't know her that well, but when she started being a prick to my other friends, I decided, fuck this,
Mm-hmm.
and, ended my friendship with her, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been avoiding her like the plague ever since. So
Yeah,
there you go.
I mean, if
Real life
somebody's,
situation
yeah,
that actually happened.
yeah. I mean, if you don't feel like somebody's treating other people around you fairly, granted, I do not have the physical sexual drive that other people seem to have as a demisexual. But,
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, I'm not saying there is, but it always floors me at the amount of people who can't seem to be like, this is a bad idea. There's a lot of flags going up about this. I'm just going to keep my legs closed and have nothing more to do with this guy or this girl. Like, I don't know. Is it something I miss because I'm more of the asexual spectrum? Like, I'd see this kind of shit in school. And I still was like, I don't understand what the big deal is. If this guy is being a dick or this girl is being a dick, don't have anything to do with them. Go have some private time to yourself. That's what masturbation's for. If you really need to get off that badly.
My dreams are better, by the way. So I don't get what Jax's deal is here. Maybe this is a troll fic because
I'm pretty sure it is, because I doubt this is serious.
something
Something like MIL, yeah, that was pretty serious considering how long it was. This not so much.
The lack of common sense here is, it almost seems intentional. I mean,
yeah, it clearly is, because we went from 2 chapters of bullshit to like, oh hey, this is actually written somewhat decently, even though it's still got some of the same problems. Just because your sentence structure is better doesn't mean the writing is better.
This seems more lacking in common sense than My Inner Life was, because in My Inner Life, there was at least some sense.
Well, she had her own logic for doing things. It was stupid and totally not a healthy relationship, but there was a set logic that she didn't really deviate from. Here, their logic sways dramatically, and I think that just shows that the author, again, was just writing a troll fic and just like, well, let's have them do this now. And then like, okay, enough of that, let's have him be a total wimp, and let's have him almost kill her dad, and then let's have them fuck, and then let's have them in a relationship, and Vegeta's totally okay with this guy that nearly killed him dating his girl.
And no, Vegeta, while he acted like himself for
sort
most
of
of the story,
yeah, I would say he's probably the closest in character, aside from maybe, what's his face, the cat guy.
Beerus?
Yes, Beerus.
Vegeta would have killed this guy inside. In fact, he probably would have killed Jax, even if, he didn't do anything. Vegeta probably would have gone, ugh, this guy is an asshole. Yeah, he actually uses that word in Dragon Ball Super's English dub now. He probably would have killed him on sight. The Z fighters, including Goku even, would have hated this asshole. And, I don't know what else to say now. I mean, it's nearing my bedtime, so.
Well, that, and I think we've pretty much talked ourselves in circles about what's wrong and what could be improved by this story. So any final thoughts?
You want me to go to Walmart and buy you the shoe figures?
What figures?
The ones Jax was talking about. Yep. Just attempting to make a joke. My final thoughts? Only read this for that one funny line that I can't think of now.
How dare you hurt Bra One?
That, yes. Who else wants a Bra One to burn?
My final thoughts are, I could have continued to be happy without reading the story, without knowing that the story existed. My life was not improved or enriched by the story, but by suffering along with us, I hope maybe our discussion has helped you with your own writing process of how to plan better and write better and create characters better. I don't know if we did anything well, but we try. We seriously try. Yes?
This will amount to something, won't it?
I hope so. I hope it amounts to a hilarious video that people enjoy, and that does help people with their writing.
My mom gets entertained by your videos, so...
Hi, Levi's mom.
She can't hear us right now.
That's okay. She can watch the video later and hear me. Hi, future Levi's mom. So, if that's all we have to say, then I'm Caleb.
I'm Caleb's friend.
Past friend, present friend, and future friend, Levi. And this has been Bad Fanfiction Theater. Thank you for listening to us, guys. Bye!
Super.